Hey Taurus, welcome back to the channel. So I was sitting here this morning with my coffee, shuffling the cards for you, and honestly, what came through gave me chills. Not in a scary way, but in that way where you just know the universe is showing you something important, something real. I want to talk to you today about a situation that I think a lot of you are experiencing right now, and the cards are being so clear about it. There is someone in your life, or maybe multiple people, who have been working really hard behind the scenes to stop you. And I know that sounds dramatic, but stay with me because this is not about creating fear or panic. This is about you seeing the truth of what has been happening so you can understand your own power in this situation. The energy I'm picking up is that someone has been competing with you. But here is the thing that makes this so interesting. They have been competing alone. You have not even been in the race, Taurus. You have been focused on your own path, building your own life, doing your own thing, and meanwhile, there is someone who has made you their entire focus. They have been obsessed with stopping your progress, with making sure you do not succeed, with trying to block your blessings. And the lengths they have gone to are honestly quite shocking when the cards reveal it. But before we get into all of that, I just want to say that if you have been feeling off lately, if you have been feeling like something is not quite right, like there is some heaviness around you that you cannot explain, this reading is going to make so much sense. The cards are showing me that this person or these people have actually been trying to affect your energy, your health, your well-being. They want to see you struggle. They want to see you sick, tired, defeated, and that is a really dark intention to hold towards another person. What is even more telling is that they have not been doing this alone in terms of their methods. The cards are showing me that they have been reaching out to other people, trying to get others involved in their schemes against you. They have been offering things, making promises, maybe even trying to bribe people to turn against you or to help them in blocking you. But here's where it gets really interesting, and this is where I started to smile when I was reading the cards, because the universe has a sense of humor and a sense of justice. These people they reached out to, these people they tried to get on their side, they said no. They rejected the offers, they saw through the manipulation, they recognized the darkness in what was being asked of them, and they wanted no part of it. So this person who has been so desperate to stop you, they have been failing. They have been hitting wall after wall after wall, and every attempt they make to bring you down just ends up showing more people who they really are. I pulled 10 cards for you today, and I am going to take my time going through each one because there is so much depth here, so much that you need to understand about what has been happening and what is coming next for you. So get comfortable, maybe grab a drink or a snack, and let's really dive into this energy together. The first card I pulled for you is the Nine of Pentacles, and when this card showed up, I actually had to pause for a moment because the message was so clear. The Nine of Pentacles is about self-sufficiency, about abundance that you have created for yourself, about standing in your own garden that you have cultivated with your own two hands. This is you, Taurus. This card is representing where you are right now or where you are moving towards, and it is beautiful. What I love about the Nine of Pentacles is that it shows someone who does not need anyone else to validate them or support them. You have built something real. You have worked hard. You have invested in yourself, in your skills, in your growth, and it is paying off. The person in this card stands alone, but not in a lonely way. They stand alone in a powerful way, in a way that says, I am complete within myself. I am abundant within myself. I do not need to compete with anyone because I am focused on my own excellence. And this is exactly why someone is so triggered by you. When you are standing in your Nine of Pentacles energy, when you are comfortable in your own success and self-sufficiency, it highlights the insecurity of people who are not there yet. People who are still looking outside themselves for validation, for worth, for a sense of accomplishment. They see you thriving independently, and it makes them feel small. Not because you are doing anything to them, but because your light is so bright that it illuminates their own shadows, their own lack. The Nine of Pentacles is also telling me that you have been enjoying the fruits of your labor lately, or you are about to. Maybe you have been noticing that things are flowing a little easier for you, that opportunities are opening up, that your hard work is finally being recognized and rewarded. This is your natural state, Taurus. You are an earth sign. You understand the value of patience, of consistent effort, of building something sustainable, and you have been doing exactly that. But someone cannot stand to see it. Someone looks at your Nine of Pentacles energy and feels envious. They want what you have, but they do not want to do the work to get it. They do not want to put in the time, the effort, the dedication that you have put in. They want a shortcut. And when they cannot find one, when they realize that they cannot just take what you have built, they decide to try to destroy it instead. If they cannot have it, they do not want you to have it either. What is interesting about this card in the position it is in is that it is also showing me that you are protected by your own energy. The Nine of Pentacles has this quality of being self-contained, of having boundaries, of not being easily influenced by outside forces. You have worked too hard to get where you are to let someone else derail you. And on some level, even if you have not been fully conscious of it, you have been protecting your energy, protecting your peace, protecting what you have built. The person who is coming against you, they do not have this energy. They are scattered. They are desperate. They are constantly looking outside themselves, trying to manipulate external circumstances because they do not have that internal foundation. And that is why their attempts to stop you keep failing. You cannot tear down someone who is rooted in their own truth and their own work. You can annoy them, you can create obstacles, but you cannot actually destroy what they have built because it comes from within. I am also seeing with the Nine of Pentacles that there is a level of refinement in your life right now or coming soon. This card often appears when someone has elevated themselves, when they have moved into a higher vibration, a higher standard of living, a higher quality of relationships and experiences. You are not settling anymore, Taurus. You have tasted what it feels like to be in your power, to be independent, to be thriving, and you are not going back. And again, this is threatening to someone who is used to seeing you in a lesser position, who maybe benefited from you being in a lesser position. Maybe this person felt bigger when you were smaller. Maybe they felt more important when you needed them. Maybe they felt more successful when you were struggling, but now you are rising and they are terrified of becoming irrelevant in your story. So instead of being happy for you, instead of being inspired by you, they have chosen to try to drag you back down. The Nine of Pentacles is saying to you, stay in your garden. Keep tending to what you have planted. Do not let anyone convince you to abandon your own abundance to help them with their lack. Do not let anyone guilt you into dimming your light so they feel more comfortable. Your success is not taking anything away from anyone else. There is enough abundance in this universe for everyone, but not everyone is willing to do the inner and outer work to claim it, and that is not your problem to solve. I want you to really feel into this Nine of Pentacles energy over the next few weeks. Notice where you are self-sufficient. Notice where you have created beauty and abundance in your life. Notice where you do not need anyone else to complete you or validate you. This is your power. This is what they cannot touch, no matter how hard they try. The second card that came through is the Wheel of Fortune. And this card made me sit up a little straighter because the Wheel of Fortune is all about cycles, about karma, about the universe orchestrating events that are beyond human control. And in the context of what we are talking about today, this card has a very specific message. The Wheel of Fortune is telling me that there is a major shift happening right now in this situation. Things that have been hidden are being revealed. Actions that were taken in secret are coming to light. And the wheel is turning in your favor, Taurus, even if you cannot see it yet. See, the thing about the Wheel of Fortune is that it does not care about what humans think is fair or unfair. It operates on a higher law, on the law of cause and effect, on the principle that what you put out into the universe comes back to you. This person who has been working against you, who has been trying to stop you, who has been sending negative energy your way, they set a wheel in motion with their actions, and that wheel is now turning, but not in the direction they wanted. Every time they tried to block you, they actually created an opening for you somewhere else. Every time they tried to turn someone against you, they actually revealed their own character to that person. Every time they sent negativity your way, they were actually building up their own karmic debt. The Wheel of Fortune is one of those cards that reminds us we are not in control of everything, but we are always in control of what we contribute to the collective energy. This person contributed jealousy, manipulation, deceit, harm, and the wheel is going to return that energy to them. Not because you wished it on them, not because you did anything to make it happen, but simply because that is how the universe works. You reap what you sow. What I find really beautiful about the Wheel of Fortune in your reading is that it is also telling me you are entering a lucky period. Things are about to start moving in your favor in ways that you could not have predicted or planned. Opportunities that seemed impossible are going to become possible. Doors that were closed are going to swing open. People who can help you are going to appear at exactly the right time. This is the wheel turning for you, bringing you up, elevating you to the next level of your journey. And the timing of this is significant because it is happening at the same time that this person is experiencing the consequences of their actions. So while you are rising, they are going to be dealing with the fallout of their own choices. And you might see this play out in real time. You might hear about things going wrong for them. You might notice them struggling or facing unexpected challenges. And when you do, I want you to remember that this is not about you taking pleasure in their pain. This is simply the Wheel of Fortune doing what it does, balancing the scales, ensuring that justice is served on an energetic level. The Wheel of Fortune is also reminding you that you have been through a lot of cycles in your life. You have been up, you have been down, you have experienced abundance, and you have experienced lack. You have known success and you have known failure. And through all of those cycles, you have learned and grown and become stronger. You understand now that nothing is permanent, that life is always moving, always changing, always evolving. And that understanding gives you a certain peace, a certain resilience that someone who is stuck cannot comprehend. This person who is against you, they are stuck. They are stuck in their jealousy, stuck in their need to control, stuck in their fear of your success. They are trying to stop the wheel from turning, trying to keep things the way they were, trying to prevent the inevitable changes that are happening, but you cannot stop the Wheel of Fortune. You cannot stop time. You cannot stop growth. You cannot stop karma. All you can do is make sure you are contributing positive energy so that when the wheel turns and brings things back to you, what comes back is good. I am seeing with this card that there might be a specific event or piece of news coming soon that is going to make this whole situation very clear to you. Something is going to happen that connects all the dots, that makes you see exactly what has been going on behind the scenes and exactly how the universe has been protecting you. When this moment comes, you might feel a mix of emotions. You might feel validated. You might feel angry about what was done to you. You might feel sad that someone could be so malicious. But underneath all of that, I hope you also feel grateful. Grateful that the universe has your back. Grateful that you are in alignment with a higher power that is orchestrating things in your favor. The Wheel of Fortune wants you to trust the timing of your life. Trust that you are exactly where you need to be. Trust that delays were protection. Trust that closed doors were redirections. Trust that every challenge you faced was strengthening you for what is coming next. And trust that this person who has been trying to stop you is no match for the cosmic forces that are supporting you. One more thing about the Wheel of Fortune before I move on. This card is also encouraging you to stay humble and grateful as you rise. Remember that the wheel turns for everyone. Remember that today's victor could be tomorrow's student. Remember that life is teaching all of us, and we are all in different lessons. So as you experience this elevation, as you watch your blessings multiply, keep your heart open and your ego in check. Be the kind of successful person who lifts others up, who shares what you have learned, who makes room at the table for more people. Do not become like the person who tried to stop you. Let your success be a light that others can follow, not a barrier that others have to overcome. The third card is the Queen of Wands. And I have to say, when this card appeared, I got really excited because this is you fully stepping into your power. The Queen of Wands is confident, magnetic, creative, bold, passionate, and absolutely unapologetic about who she is. She knows her worth. She knows her capabilities. She walks into every room like she owns it, not because she is arrogant, but because she is so secure in herself that external validation becomes irrelevant. This card is showing me that you are embodying or about to embody this Queen of Wands energy in a major way. And this is going to be a game changer for you, Taurus, because the Queen of Wands does not compete. She does not compare. She does not lower herself to engage with people who are beneath her vibration. She simply shines so brightly that everything and everyone that is meant for her is drawn to her like a moth to a flame. Think about what I said earlier about this person competing with you alone. The reason they are alone in their competition is because you are not competing. You are in your Queen of Wands energy, focused on your own kingdom, your own creative expression, your own passions and purposes. You do not have time or energy to waste on petty rivalries or proving yourself to people who have already decided to misunderstand you. You are too busy building, creating, manifesting, living your best life. The Queen of Wands is also telling me that you have a natural charisma and magnetism that cannot be manufactured or faked. People are drawn to you, opportunities find you. Good things come to you with relative ease when you are in your authentic self. And this is what makes insecure people uncomfortable. They work so hard to get attention, to get recognition, to get success, and they see you receiving it naturally, almost effortlessly, and they cannot understand it. They think you must be doing something manipulative or fake. They cannot comprehend that you are just being yourself, and that is enough. But here is what the Queen of Wands wants you to understand about your magnetism. It is not about being perfect. It is not about having everything figured out. It is not about being better than everyone else. It is about being authentic, being passionate, being true to yourself, even when that self is messy or unconventional or still growing. People are drawn to realness. They are drawn to someone who is comfortable in their own skin. They are drawn to the energy of someone who is living with purpose and passion rather than just existing or performing. You might not always feel like the Queen of Wands, and that is okay. But the cards are showing me that this is your natural energy, your home frequency, when you are not being weighed down by other people's projections or expectations. And right now, you are clearing away those external influences and coming back to your own center, your own fire, your own light. And as you do that, as you reclaim your Queen of Wands energy, you are going to notice that things start to shift dramatically in your life. The Queen of Wands is also a card of leadership and influence. This is telling me that you are meant to be visible, meant to be seen, meant to have a platform or a voice or a role where you are guiding or inspiring others. And maybe this is something you have been stepping into recently, or maybe it is something you are being called towards. Either way, there are people who need what you have to offer. There are people who will benefit from your unique gifts, your perspective, your energy. And you cannot let someone else's jealousy or sabotage keep you from fulfilling that purpose. I want to talk about the creative aspect of the Queen of Wands because this is really significant. This card is highly creative, and creativity does not just mean art or music or writing. It means the ability to envision something that does not exist yet and bring it into being. It means problem solving in innovative ways. It means looking at life as a canvas where you get to paint your own picture. You have this ability, Taurus. You might not always recognize it as creativity, but that is what it is. When you are in your Queen of Wands energy, you are literally creating your reality with your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions, your energy. You are not just reacting to life, you are actively shaping it. You are deciding what you want to experience and then taking bold steps towards that vision. And this is powerful. This is the opposite of victim consciousness. This is sovereign consciousness. This is understanding that you are the author of your story and you get to decide how the next chapter goes. Now, the person who has been against you, they do not have this energy. They are reactive, not creative. They are responding to you, obsessing over you, trying to control you because they do not have that internal creative power. They do not believe they can create their own success, so they try to destroy yours. They do not trust their own ability to manifest, so they try to block your manifestations. But the Queen of Wands knows something that they do not know. She knows that there is infinite possibility available to everyone, and one person's success does not diminish another person's potential. The Queen of Wands is also very social and connected. She is the person at the party that everyone wants to talk to. She is the person who effortlessly networks and builds relationships. She is warm, generous with her energy, and genuinely interested in other people. And I am seeing that this quality in you has actually been part of what protected you from this person's attempts to isolate you or turn people against you, because people know you. They have experienced your warmth, your generosity, your genuine nature. So when someone comes to them with negativity about you, it does not land. It does not match their actual experience of you. This is such an important lesson, Taurus. The best protection against gossip and manipulation is living your life with integrity and kindness. When your character speaks for itself, other people's lies about you lose their power. The Queen of Wands does not need to defend herself because her actions have already spoken louder than anyone else's words ever could. So if you have been worried about your reputation or what this person has been saying about you, let this card reassure you. The people who matter, the people whose opinions actually count, they know who you are. They have seen you in action. And they are not buying what this person is selling. As you move forward in your Queen of Wands energy, I want you to really own your light. Do not dim it to make others comfortable. Do not shrink to avoid triggering insecure people. Do not hide your gifts to keep the peace. Your brightness is not responsible for someone else's darkness. Your success is not responsible for someone else's failure. Your joy is not responsible for someone else's misery. You are allowed to be fully expressed, fully alive, fully yourself. And anyone who has a problem with that is revealing their own issues, not yours. The fourth card is the Eight of Swords, and this is where we really start to see what has been happening to this person who has been against you, and also where we see a pattern they have been trying to create for you. The Eight of Swords is about mental imprisonment, feeling trapped, feeling powerless, feeling like there is no way out. It is about being bound by limiting beliefs, by fear, by a victim mentality that keeps someone stuck. When I see this card in relation to the situation, I am being shown two things simultaneously. First, this is the state that this person has been trying to put you in. They want you to feel trapped. They want you to feel powerless. They want you to feel like no matter what you do, you cannot win, you cannot succeed, you cannot escape their influence. The attempts to make you sick, the attempts to turn people against you, the attempts to block your blessings, all of that was designed to create this Eight of Swords energy around you where you felt bound, limited, unable to move forward. But here is what they did not count on. You are not someone who stays in Eight of Swords energy for long. You might visit it occasionally like we all do when we go through hard times, but you do not live there because you have that Nine of Pentacles independence, that Queen of Wands confidence, that Taurus earth sign practicality that says, okay, I am uncomfortable right now, but what can I actually do about it? You do not wallow. You do not let yourself be a victim. You assess the situation and you take action. The second thing this card is showing me is that the person who has been doing this to you is actually stuck in their own Eight of Swords energy. And this is the irony. This is the cosmic joke. They have been so focused on trapping you that they have trapped themselves. Their obsession with you has become their prison. Their jealousy has become their chains. Their need to see you fail has become the blindfold that prevents them from seeing their own path forward. Think about how much energy they have spent on you. Think about how much time, how much mental and emotional bandwidth, how many resources they have directed towards stopping you. And what has that gotten them? Nothing, except maybe some karma and a lot of wasted potential. While you have been building your Nine of Pentacles garden, while you have been stepping into your Queen of Wands power, they have been sitting in Eight of Swords paralysis, completely focused on you instead of their own growth. The Eight of Swords is really interesting because the figure in the card is surrounded by swords, but if you look closely, there is usually a clear path out. The bindings are loose, the blindfold could be removed, the imprisonment is largely self-created, maintained by belief and fear rather than actual physical barriers. And this is what I want you to understand about this person. They are not as powerful as they think they are. They are not as dangerous as they want you to believe. They are actually quite powerless. which is exactly why they resort to manipulation and sabotage instead of direct confrontation. Someone who is truly powerful does not need to work in the shadows. Someone who is truly confident does not need to tear others down. Someone who is truly successful does not have time to obsess over someone else's journey. The fact that they are operating from this sneaky, underhanded place tells you everything you need to know about their actual state. They are weak. They are trapped in their own limitations. And they are projecting their Eight of Swords reality onto you, hoping you will take it on. But you have not, and this is what has been frustrating them so much. No matter what they do, you keep moving forward. You keep growing. You keep succeeding. You keep shining. Their attempts to bind you have been ineffective because you refuse to accept the limitations they are trying to impose. On some level, conscious or unconscious, you know that you are not bound. You know that you are not powerless. You know that you can remove the blindfold anytime you choose and see the truth of your situation. The Eight of Swords is also showing me that there may have been times recently where you felt confused or unclear about what was happening around you. Maybe you sensed something was off, but you could not put your finger on it. Maybe you felt blocked in certain areas, but you did not understand why. Maybe you experienced some self-doubt or questioned your own perception of reality. If any of that resonates, understand that this was the Eight of Swords energy that was being directed at you. This person wanted you to be confused, wanted you to doubt yourself, wanted you to question your own truth. But confusion does not last forever. Clarity always comes. And that is exactly what is happening now with these cards, with this reading. You are removing the blindfold. You are seeing the situation for what it really is. You are understanding the dynamics that have been at play. And with that understanding comes power. Because once you see clearly, once you understand what you are dealing with, you cannot be manipulated in the same way anymore. I want to encourage you to do a practice over the next few weeks of checking in with yourself whenever you feel that Eight of Swords energy creeping in. Whenever you feel trapped or powerless or confused, pause and ask yourself, is this real or is this a story I am telling myself? Is this an actual limitation or is this a perceived limitation? Is this truly impossible or am I just scared? 9 times out of 10, you will realize that the barriers are not as solid as they appeared. You will find the path forward. You will see that you have more options than you thought. And as you do this for yourself, as you practice removing your own blindfold and recognizing your own power, you will become immune to this person's attempts to trap you. You will see their games for what they are. You will not take on their projections. You will not accept their version of reality where you are limited and they have power over you. You will stand in your own truth, which is that you are sovereign, you are free, and you are the only one who gets to decide what you are capable of. The 5th card is the 9 of Wands, and this one brought tears to my eyes when it came up, because this card is about resilience, about perseverance, about still standing after everything you have been through. The 9 of Wands shows someone who is battle-weary, who has fought hard, who has defended themselves over and over, but who has not given up. They are still here, they are still standing, they are still holding their ground. This is you, Taurus. You have been through it. Maybe not just with this specific person or situation, but in your life in general, you have faced challenges that would have broken other people. You have endured attacks, betrayals, disappointments, losses. You have had to defend your boundaries, defend your peace, defend your path. And you are tired. I feel that coming through so strongly with this card. You are tired of fighting. You are tired of having to protect yourself. You are tired of dealing with people who wish you harm. And that is so valid. That is so understandable. The 9 of Wands acknowledges that what you have been through has taken a toll. This is not about being weak. This is about being human. This is about recognizing that continuous defense, continuous vigilance, continuous battle is exhausting, even when you are winning, even when you are strong. But here is what the 9 of Wands is also telling you. You are almost there. You are so close to the finish line. You are in the final stretch of this particular battle, the 10 of Wands, which represents completion and burden finally being lifted, is right around the corner. But first, you have to stay standing a little bit longer. You have to hold your ground for just a while more. You have to maintain your strength and your boundaries through this last push. And I know that might be frustrating to hear. I know you might be thinking, I have already given so much. I have already endured so much. How much more am I expected to take? But the truth is, this person is making their final desperate attempts right now. They are pulling out all the stops, trying everything they can think of to stop you because they can feel that you are about to break through to a level they cannot reach. They can sense that you are about to transcend this whole situation and leave them behind in your past. And that terrifies them. So they are amping up their efforts, throwing everything at you, hoping something will finally land and take you out. But it will not, because you have already survived worse than anything they can throw at you. You have already proven your resilience over and over. You have already demonstrated that you cannot be broken. And this final test, this final challenge, this is just the universe making absolutely sure you are ready for what is coming next. Because what is coming is big, Taurus. What is coming requires someone who is strong, who is tested, who is proven. And that is who you are becoming through all of this. The Nine of Wands is also about learning from past experiences. Every battle you have been through has taught you something. You have learned how to protect your energy. You have learned how to spot manipulation. You have learned how to trust your intuition. You have learned how to set boundaries. You have learned how to walk away from what is not serving you. All of these lessons have been preparing you for this moment, where you need to use all of that wisdom to navigate this situation. And you are doing it. Even when you feel tired, even when you feel like you do not have the strength, you are still showing up. You are still holding your boundaries. You are still protecting your peace. You are still moving forward. That is the Nine of Wands energy at its finest. It is not about being invincible or never feeling weak. It is about feeling all of that and still choosing to stand, still choosing to fight for what you deserve, still choosing to believe in yourself and your path. I want you to honor yourself for this. I want you to really acknowledge how strong you have been, how much you have overcome, how far you have come. It is easy to focus on how tired you are or how much further you still have to go. But take a moment to look back at everything you have already survived, everything you have already accomplished despite the obstacles. You are a warrior, Taurus. And not the kind of warrior who seeks out conflict, but the kind who defends what they love, who protects what they have built, who refuses to surrender their peace to anyone. The Nine of Wands is also giving you a warning though, and I want to make sure you hear this. When you are in Nine of Wands energy, there can be a tendency to become overly defensive, to see threats everywhere, to struggle to relax even when you are safe. After being attacked so many times, it becomes hard to let your guard down. You start to expect the worst. You start to question everyone's intentions. You start to isolate yourself because it feels safer than risking being hurt again. Do not let this situation turn you into someone who is closed off and suspicious and unable to trust. Yes, protect yourself. Yes, maintain your boundaries. Yes, stay aware of people's energy and intentions. But do not let this person's darkness close your heart. Do not let their betrayal convince you that everyone will betray you. Do not let their jealousy make you afraid to shine. They do not get to change who you are at your core. They do not get to steal your light or your openness or your faith in humanity. The Nine of Wands says, hold your ground, but also know when the battle is over. Know when it is time to put down the sword and rest. Know when it is time to stop defending and start celebrating. That time is coming soon, very soon. You have done the hard part. You have weathered the storm. Now it is time to start preparing for the sunshine that is coming after, for the peace that is waiting on the other side of this challenge. One more thing before I move to the next card. The Nine of Wands can also represent someone who is a bit of a loner, someone who has learned to rely only on themselves because other people have proven unreliable. And while self-reliance is a beautiful quality, make sure you are not pushing away the people who genuinely want to support you. There are good people around you, Taurus. There are people who see your worth, who celebrate your success, who want you to win. Let them in. Let them help carry some of the weight. You do not have to do everything alone. You have already proven you can. Now prove that you can also receive support with grace. The sixth card is the Fool, and this is where things get really interesting and hopeful. The Fool is the beginning of a journey, a fresh start, a leap of faith into something new and unknown. And in the context of everything we have been discussing, this card is showing me that you are about to embark on a completely new chapter of your life, one that has nothing to do with this person or their drama or their attempts to stop you. The Fool is card 0 in the tarot, which means it is both the beginning and the end, both nothing and everything. It is pure potential. It is infinite possibility. It is the moment before you step off the cliff, not knowing if you will fall or fly, but taking the leap anyway, because something inside you says it is time, it is right, it is your next step. I love that the Fool showed up in this reading because it completely flips the script on what this person has been trying to do to you. They have been trying to keep you stuck, keep you small, keep you in the past. But the Fool says, there is no keeping you anywhere. You are moving forward into new territory. You are leaving behind what no longer serves you. You are starting fresh, starting clean, starting with a beginner's mind and an open heart. The Fool is also known as the wise fool, someone who appears naive or innocent, but actually has a deep wisdom and trust in the universe that most people lack. This is you right now, Taurus. Other people might look at you and think you are too trusting, too optimistic, too willing to take risks. They might think you are foolish for not engaging with the drama, for not fighting back harder, for not getting revenge, but you understand something they do not. You understand that engaging with darkness only creates more darkness. You understand that the best revenge is massive success and happiness. You understand that the way forward is not through them, but beyond them. The Fool carries only a small bag with the essentials. This is symbolic. As you move into this new chapter, you are traveling light. You are not carrying the baggage of past hurts, past betrayals, past disappointments. You are not weighed down by resentment or bitterness or the need for closure or revenge. You have what you need inside of you, and that is enough. Everything else you will gather along the way. What I find so beautiful about the Fool in your reading is that this card is completely unafraid. There is no anxiety about the future, no worry about what people think, no concern about making mistakes. The Fool understands that life is an adventure, and adventures require courage and spontaneity and a willingness to look silly or fail or fall flat on your face sometimes. And that is okay, because every experience is a teacher, every mistake is a lesson, every detour is actually part of the path. This person who has been against you, they do not have Fool energy. They are too controlled, too calculating, too attached to specific outcomes. They need to know exactly how things will go before they take a step. They need guarantees and certainties and a clear map of the territory. But life does not work that way. Life is messy and unpredictable and full of surprises. And the people who thrive are not the ones who try to control everything. They are the ones who can dance with uncertainty, who can adapt, who can trust the journey even when they cannot see the destination. The Fool is also telling me about a childlike quality that you either have or are reconnecting with. This is not childish, which is immature and irresponsible. This is childlike, which is playful and curious and full of wonder. Children do not overthink. They do not talk themselves out of dreams. They do not limit themselves based on what others think is possible or appropriate. They just go for it. They try things. They explore. They imagine. And somewhere along the way, most of us lose that quality. We become jaded, cynical, afraid to look foolish, afraid to fail, afraid to be seen as unrealistic or naive. But you are getting that back, Taurus. Or maybe you never fully lost it. Either way, the Fool is encouraging you to embrace that part of yourself that is still willing to believe in magic, still willing to dream big, still willing to take chances on things that excite you, even if they do not make logical sense. This is how you create a life that is truly extraordinary, not by playing it safe and doing what is expected, but by following your genuine curiosity and enthusiasm wherever it leads. There is also an element of divine protection with the Fool. The traditional imagery shows the Fool walking towards a cliff with a little dog at their heels, often interpreted as their animal instinct or intuition warning them. But here is the thing. The fool never falls. The fool is protected by their innocence, by their faith, by their alignment with a higher purpose. They are guided even when they do not realize it. They are supported by forces they cannot see. This is what has been happening for you, Taurus. Even though this person has been working against you, even though they have been trying to harm you, you have been protected. The universe has been guiding you around their traps, redirecting you away from their manipulations, sending you help in unexpected forms. You might not have recognized it as divine protection. You might have just thought you got lucky or had good timing, but it was more than that. You were being looked after because you are on the right path, because you are following your true calling, because your intentions are pure. The Fool is also associated with Uranus, the planet of revolution and sudden change and liberation. This is reinforcing what I said earlier about a major shift coming in your life. Something unexpected is going to happen that completely changes your trajectory in the best possible way. An opportunity you never saw coming. A connection that transforms everything. A realization that sets you free. And it is going to happen when you are in motion, when you are taking action, when you are being the fool and stepping forward even without all the answers. So what does this mean practically for you right now? It means say yes to things that excite you, even if they scare you. It means take the leap on that idea you have been sitting on. It means go after that opportunity that seems too good to be true. It means trust your impulses a little more and your fears a little less. It means understand that perfect timing is a myth, and the best time to start is usually now. It means stop waiting for permission or approval or the perfect circumstances and just begin. The Fool is also reminding you to find the humor in this situation. I know it has been heavy. I know it has been hurtful. I know there have been moments where you felt angry or betrayed or scared, but from a higher perspective, is it not kind of absurd? This person spending so much energy trying to stop you, trying to get others involved, trying to manipulate circumstances, and none of it working. You just keep thriving. You just keep growing. You just keep moving forward. It is almost comical in its futility. They are playing chess while you are playing an entirely different game on a different board in a different dimension. Do not give the situation more weight than it deserves. Do not let it consume your thoughts or steal your joy or make you forget how good your life actually is. The Fool says, lighten up, laugh a little, recognize the absurdity of people who think they can stop someone who is divinely guided. You are the fool in the best possible way, and that makes you unstoppable, not despite your vulnerability and openness, but because of it. As you move forward, I want you to embody the Fool energy fully. Be spontaneous, be curious, be willing to look silly, be unattached to outcomes, be present to the journey rather than fixated on the destination. Be open to miracles, be trusting of the process, be faithful that everything is working out for your highest good even when you cannot see how yet. This is the energy that will carry you into the next chapter of your life, the one that is so much better than anything you have experienced so far. The seventh card is the Seven of Cups, and this is where we get into the illusions and the manipulation and the false offers that have been part of this person's tactics against you. The Seven of Cups is a card about choices, but specifically about choices that are not what they seem. It is about illusions, fantasies, wishful thinking, and being presented with options where most of them are empty or even harmful, disguised as something appealing. When I see the Seven of Cups in this context, I am being shown very clearly that this person has been trying to create confusion for you. They have been trying to make you doubt your own judgment, doubt what you want, doubt what is real versus what is fantasy. They have been projecting illusions, telling stories, creating false narratives designed to make you question your perception of reality. This also connects to what I mentioned earlier about them trying to bribe people. The Seven of Cups is the card of false promises, of offers that sound good but are actually traps. This person went to others and presented them with something tempting, something that looked good on the surface but was actually hollow or harmful underneath. Maybe they offered money or favors or connections or information. Maybe they appealed to people's greed or insecurity or curiosity. Maybe they painted a picture of how things could be if those people helped them. But here is what the Seven of Cups reveals. Those offers were illusions. There was nothing real behind them. And the people they approached, the ones with any sense, could feel that they could sense something was off. They could tell there was manipulation happening. So they rejected the offers. They turned down the bribes. They refused to participate. And that is why this person's plan failed. Because you cannot build anything real on a foundation of illusions and lies. The Seven of Cups is also showing me that this person lives in fantasy. They do not deal with reality as it is. They create elaborate stories in their mind about who you are, what you are doing, why you are successful, what they need to do to stop you. And these stories are not based on truth. They are based on their own projections, their own fears, their own insecurities. They have made you into a villain in their story because that is easier than facing the real issue, which is their own lack of action, their own lack of development, their own lack of integrity. For you, the Seven of Cups is a reminder to stay grounded in reality. Do not get pulled into their fantasy world. Do not start believing their version of events. Do not let their illusions become your truth. You know what is real. You know who you are. You know what you have actually done and not done. You know your intentions. Stand firm in that knowledge. Do not let anyone gaslight you into doubting your own experience of your own life. The Seven of Cups can also represent having too many options and feeling overwhelmed about which path to choose. But in your reading, I am seeing this more as a warning about false choices. There might be situations coming up where you are presented with opportunities or offers or relationships that look appealing on the surface. The Seven of Cups is saying, take your time to look deeper. Make sure what you are seeing is real and not just a pretty illusion. Make sure people's actions match their words. Make sure opportunities are as good as they sound. Make sure you are not being lured into something based on fantasy rather than fact. This person has been operating in the realm of illusion, and that is why they cannot truly affect you, because you operate in the realm of reality. You deal with what is actually in front of you. You base your decisions on facts and experience and tangible results. You do not live in fantasy land, and that is a superpower in a world where so many people are disconnected from reality, where so many people prefer comfortable lies to uncomfortable truths. The Seven of Cups is also about desires and what we think we want versus what we actually need. This person desires your downfall, but what they actually need is to focus on their own growth. They desire to see you fail, but what they actually need is to figure out why someone else's success triggers them so deeply. They desire revenge or dominance or validation from your suffering, but what they actually need is therapy and self-reflection and a complete mindset shift. And this is not your problem to solve. You are not responsible for their healing or their growth or their realization that they are living in illusion. Your only responsibility is to yourself, to your own clarity, to your own truth, to your own path forward. The Seven of Cups says, do not get distracted by the shiny illusions others are creating. Keep your eyes on what is real and what actually matters to you. I am also seeing with the Seven of Cups that there might be moments where you are tempted to engage with this person's drama, to defend yourself, to set the record straight, to make people see the truth. And I understand that temptation. When someone is spreading lies or creating false narratives about you, it is natural to want to correct it. But the Seven of Cups is advising you that engaging with illusion only gives it more power. The more you try to argue with someone's fantasy, the more real it becomes to them and to observers. Instead, let your life speak for itself. Let your actions demonstrate your character. Let time reveal the truth, because illusions cannot be sustained forever. Eventually, they collapse under the weight of their own falsehood. Eventually, people see through the facade. Eventually, reality asserts itself, and when that happens, you want to be far away from the wreckage, already living your best life, not still entangled in trying to prove yourself to people who were determined to believe the worst anyway. The Seven of Cups is ultimately a card about discernment. It is teaching you to look beyond surface appearances, to question what you are being shown, to trust your intuition when something feels off, even if you cannot explain why logically. And you have been developing this skill, Taurus. You have been learning to sense manipulation, to spot illusions, to recognize when something is too good to be true or too bad to be real. Keep trusting that discernment. It is serving you well. The eighth card is the Magician, and I actually got chills when this card came up because the Magician is pure manifestation power. This is you recognizing that you have all the tools you need to create the life you want. This is you understanding that you are not a victim of circumstances, but a creator of your reality. This is you stepping into your full power as someone who can take raw potential and turn it into tangible results. The Magician has the four suits of the tarot in front of them, representing all the elements, all the resources, all the skills they need, wands for passion and creativity, cups for emotion and intuition, swords for intellect and communication, pentacles for material resources and practical action. The message is that you have access to everything you need. You might not always feel like it, you might sometimes doubt yourself, or feel like you are lacking in some area, but the truth is, you are far more capable and resourceful than you give yourself credit for. This card is showing me that you are entering a period of incredible manifestation power. Things that you think about, things that you focus on, things that you set intentions around, they are going to materialize faster than usual. This is both exciting and a little bit of a responsibility because it means you need to be conscious of what you are putting your energy towards. Are you focusing on what you want or what you do not want? Are you thinking about your success or their sabotage? Are you dwelling in possibility or in fear? The Magician says, whatever you focus on expands. So make sure you are expanding the right things. Make sure you are using your considerable power to create rather than to worry. Make sure you are directing your energy towards your vision rather than towards their drama. Because you have the ability right now to manifest rapid changes in your life, and you want those changes to be aligned with your highest good, not with your reactive fears. The Magician is also about taking inspired action. It is not enough to just think about what you want or visualize it or set intentions. You also have to do the work. You have to take the steps. You have to use the tools at your disposal. The Magician is not passive. The Magician is actively engaged with the creative process, mixing elements, speaking things into being, using their skills and knowledge and resources to make things happen. This is where you differ from this person who has been against you. They are trying to manifest your downfall through manipulation and force. But that is not how real manifestation works. Real manifestation requires alignment with natural law, with universal principles, with the flow of energy rather than against it. You are manifesting through right action, through integrity, through being in alignment with your highest self. And that is why your manifestations are successful and lasting, while their attempts are failing and temporary. The Magician is also associated with Mercury, the planet of communication and quick thinking and adaptability. This is telling me that you have been mentally sharp lately, able to see through deceptions, able to think on your feet, able to communicate your truth clearly when needed. You have been quick to recognize what is happening and quick to adjust your course. You have not been stuck or slow or confused. You have been agile, responsive, intelligent in how you have navigated this situation. And this is another reason why this person has not been able to trap you. They expected you to be slower, less aware, easier to manipulate, but you are the Magician. You see what they are doing sometimes before they have even finished doing it. You are several steps ahead. You are operating from a higher level of consciousness and capability, and that gap between your level and their level is unbridgeable for them, no matter how hard they try. The Magician is also reminding you that you are a channel for divine energy. You are not doing this alone. You have spiritual support, universal backing, cosmic assistance. When you take action, you are not just relying on your own limited human power. You are tapping into something much bigger, much more powerful, much more infinite, and that is why synchronicities keep happening for you. That is why doors keep opening. That is why things keep working out even when they should not have. You are plugged in. You are connected. You are aligned. I want you to really own this magician energy over the coming weeks and months. Practice consciously creating your reality. Wake up each day and set clear intentions for what you want to experience. Use affirmations, visualization, or whatever manifestation practices resonate with you. But most importantly, take action. Do not just wish and hope and dream. Actually do the things that will move you towards your goals. Make the calls, send the emails, have the conversations, create the content, build the business. Whatever it is you are being called to do it with the magician's confidence that you have the power to make it happen. The magician is also about alchemy, about transforming one thing into another, about taking base materials and turning them into gold. And in your case, this is about taking the painful experiences you have had with this person and their sabotage and transforming that into fuel for your success. Every time they tried to stop you, you learned something. Every time they attacked you, you got stronger. Every time they doubted you, you became more determined. They thought they were hurting you, but they were actually forging you into something more powerful than you would have been without the challenge. This is the ultimate revenge, if you can even call it that. You are using their negativity as raw material for your transformation. You are turning their attacks into your armor. You are alchemizing their hate into your fuel. And they have no idea that every move they made against you actually served your evolution. They have been your unwitting teacher, your unintentional mentor in what not to be and how to handle adversity. And you are graduating from that school now, ready to apply everything you learned. The magician says you are the creator of your experience. Not the victim, not the recipient, the creator. And that is a huge shift in how you see yourself and your life. When you truly embody this truth, when you truly step into this power, nothing can stop you. No person, no circumstance, no challenge, because you understand that you have the ability to work with whatever comes and transform it into something useful, something beautiful, something that serves your highest purpose. The 9th card is the High Priestess, and this is where we get into the spiritual and intuitive aspects of what has been happening. The High Priestess is the keeper of secrets, the guardian of hidden knowledge, the voice of your inner wisdom that knows things your conscious mind has not figured out yet, and she has been with you through this entire situation, whispering truth to you, showing you signs, guiding you towards right action, even when you did not understand why. When I see the High Priestess in your reading, I am being shown that you have known on some level all along that something was not right. Maybe you could not prove it. Maybe you did not have concrete evidence. Maybe people would have thought you were paranoid if you voiced your suspicions. But deep down, in that quiet place inside yourself, you knew you felt it. Your intuition was picking up on the energy, on the intentions, on the things that were happening in the unseen realm before they manifested in the physical. And I hope you trusted that knowing. I hope you listened to that inner voice, even when it did not make logical sense. Because the High Priestess is rarely wrong. She sees what others cannot see. She knows what others do not know. She understands the hidden currents beneath the surface of things. And if she was telling you that something or someone was not to be trusted, that was information you needed to act on. The High Priestess is also telling me that you have been doing spiritual work, whether consciously or unconsciously, to protect yourself during this time. Maybe you have been meditating more. Maybe you have been praying. Maybe you have been working with crystals or oracle cards or other tools. Maybe you have just been more intentional about your energy and what you allow into your space. Whatever form it took, you have been strengthening your spiritual defenses, and that has been crucial in keeping you safe from the attacks that were being directed at you. This person who has been against you, they do not understand the spiritual dimension of what is happening. They think this is just a physical world competition, just a matter of who has more resources or connections or strategic advantage. But you understand that there is more at play. You understand that energy is real, that intention matters, that what you put out comes back to you, and that understanding gives you an edge they cannot compete with. The high priestess sits between two pillars, one dark and one light, representing duality and the balance of opposites. This is showing me that you have been learning to hold space for both the shadow and the light, to recognize that both exist and both have something to teach you. You have been able to acknowledge the darkness of what this person has done without being consumed by it. You have been able to see the truth of the situation without letting it destroy your faith in humanity. You have found that balance point where you can be aware without being afraid, where you can be cautious without being closed off. This is spiritual maturity, Taurus. This is wisdom. This is understanding that life is not all good or all bad, not all light or all dark, but a constant dance between the two. And the people who can navigate that dance with grace, who can see clearly without losing their center, they are the ones who truly thrive. They are the ones who cannot be manipulated by fear or greed or false promises, because they are rooted in a deeper knowing that transcends all of that. The high priestess is also strongly connected to the moon, to cycles, to the subconscious mind. This is telling me that there might be dreams or intuitive hits or synchronicities happening for you right now that are giving you information about this situation or about your path forward. Pay attention to those messages. Write down your dreams, notice the patterns, trust the feeling you get about people and situations even when you cannot explain it rationally. Your subconscious is processing information that your conscious mind has not caught up to yet, and it is trying to communicate with you through symbols and feelings and subtle nudges. I am also seeing with the high priestess that there are things you know about this situation that you have not shared with anyone, things you are keeping close to your chest, and that is wise. The high priestess teaches discretion, teaches the power of silence, teaches that not everything needs to be spoken or shared or proven. Some knowledge is meant to be held privately, to be used for your own guidance and protection, not broadcast to others. You do not owe anyone an explanation of what you know or how you know it. Trust yourself. Trust your secrets. Trust that you are being guided correctly, even when you walk alone. The high priestess is also about sacred feminine energy, receptivity, allowing rather than forcing. And this has been part of your strategy, consciously or not. While this person has been aggressively pushing and forcing and trying to control outcomes, you have been in a more receptive state, allowing the universe to bring you what you need, trusting the flow rather than fighting against it. And counterintuitively, your receptivity has been more powerful than their aggression. Because when you are in alignment with natural flow, when you are working with universal energy rather than against it, things come to you with ease that others have to struggle and fight for. As you move forward, the high priestess is encouraging you to deepen your spiritual practice, whatever that means for you. Spend more time in silence and stillness. Meditate. Journal. Connect with your inner wisdom. Ask questions, and then listen for the answers. Your intuition is one of your greatest gifts, Taurus, and the more you develop it, the more you trust it, the more powerful it becomes. You will reach a point where you just know things, where you can sense energy and intentions instantly, where you cannot be deceived because your inner knowing is too strong. The high priestess is also reminding you that you do not need external validation or proof to trust yourself. You do not need other people to confirm what you know to be true for it to actually be true. You do not need evidence that satisfies others in order to act on your own inner guidance. Stand firm in your knowing. Honor your intuition. Let your inner high priestess guide you through the mysteries of life with confidence and grace. The 10th and final card is the Six of Wands, and I saved this one for last because it is the perfect conclusion to everything we have been discussing. The Six of Wands is victory, recognition, public success, being celebrated for your achievements. This is you winning, Taurus. This is you coming out on top. This is you being seen and acknowledged and appreciated for everything you are and everything you have accomplished. After all the struggle shown in the Nine of Wands, after all the battles, after all the people trying to stop you, the Six of Wands says you emerge victorious, not just surviving, but thriving, not just getting through, but actually winning. And this victory is public. This is not a quiet, private success that only you know about. This is recognition, praise, respect from others. This is people seeing your worth and acknowledging it out loud. The Six of Wands often shows someone on horseback elevated above the crowd, being celebrated and admired. This is you rising above this entire situation. You are not down in the mud wrestling with this person anymore. You are elevated, moving forward, leaving them and their drama in your dust. And people are noticing. People are celebrating you. People are recognizing that you are special, that you have something valuable to offer, that you deserve your success. This is the ultimate answer to everything this person has been trying to do to you. They wanted to see you fail. They wanted to see you struggle. They wanted to see you defeated and broken. But instead, they are going to have to watch you succeed. They are going to have to see you celebrated. They are going to have to witness your victory. And that is going to be the hardest pill for them to swallow, harder than any revenge you could have planned, harder than anything you could have said or done to them. Because the Six of Wands is not just about you winning, it is about you winning publicly, visibly, undeniably. There is no way for this person to spin it or deny it or minimize it. Your success will be obvious. Your elevation will be clear. Your victory will be witnessed. And all their attempts to stop you will be revealed as futile, as wasted energy, as the desperate flailings of someone who was always going to lose because they were fighting against something much bigger than themselves. The Six of Wands is also about leadership and influence. This card shows me that your victory is not just personal. It is going to position you as someone others look up to, someone others want to learn from, someone others are inspired by. You are going to become a leader in some capacity, whether that is in your career, your community, your social circle, or online. People are going to want to know how you did it, how you overcame, how you stayed strong, how you kept going when things were hard, and your story is going to help them with their own journeys. This is part of your purpose, Taurus. You were not meant to have an easy, obstacle-free path. You were meant to face challenges so that you could develop the strength and wisdom to help others face their challenges. You were meant to overcome so that you could show others that overcoming is possible. Every battle you have fought, every attack you have survived, every obstacle you have conquered, it was all preparation for the leadership role you are stepping into. The Six of Wands is also telling me about the confidence and self-assurance that comes from this victory. When you go through something difficult and come out the other side successful, it changes you. It proves to you what you are capable of. It shows you that you are stronger than you thought, more resilient than you knew, more powerful than you believed, and that knowing cannot be taken away from you. That confidence cannot be shaken. You will carry it with you for the rest of your life, and it will serve as a foundation for even greater achievements. I want you to start preparing now for this Six of Wands energy, not in an arrogant way, but in a practical way. Start thinking about how you want to show up when success comes. Start thinking about how you want to use your platform or influence or visibility to make a positive impact. Start thinking about the example you want to set for others who are watching. Because people are watching, Taurus, more people than you realize are paying attention to your journey, rooting for you, inspired by you. And when your victory becomes undeniable, you are going to have an opportunity to use that moment for good, to lift others up, to share what you have learned, to be a light. The Six of Wands is also reminding you to celebrate your wins, even the small ones along the way to this big victory. Do not wait until you have achieved everything to acknowledge what you have already achieved. Do not discount the progress you have made just because you have not reached the finish line yet. Every step forward deserves recognition. Every obstacle overcome deserves celebration. Honor yourself now, not just in the future when everything is perfect. And when this big Six of Wands victory comes, and it is coming, I want you to really let yourself enjoy it. Let yourself feel proud. Let yourself bask in the recognition. Let yourself accept the praise and appreciation that comes your way. You do not have to be humble to the point of denying your own accomplishments. You do not have to downplay your success to make others comfortable. You earned this victory. You worked for it. You survived for it. You deserve to celebrate it fully. The Six of Wands is also a reminder to thank the people who supported you along the way. The ones who believed in you when you did not believe in yourself. The ones who stood by you when others walked away. The ones who celebrated your wins and comforted you in your losses. Victory is sweeter when it is shared with people who genuinely love and support you. So when your moment comes, Bring those people along with you. Share the joy. Spread the celebration. Let them know how much they meant to you in the journey. Finally, the Six of Wands is telling you that this victory is just the beginning. This is not the end of your story. This is the end of a chapter, specifically the chapter where you had to prove yourself, where you had to overcome obstacles, where you had to fight for your place. That chapter is closing. The next chapter is about what you do with the success, with the recognition, with the platform, with the influence. The next chapter is about legacy, about impact, about using what you have built to make a difference, and that is even more exciting than the victory itself. So Taurus, as we wrap up this reading, I want you to really take in everything the cards have shown us today. You are standing in your Nine of Pentacles abundance, protected by the turning wheel of fortune, embodying your Queen of Wands power. You have survived the Eight of Swords traps, demonstrated your Nine of Wands resilience, and you are now taking the Fool's leap into a new beginning. You can see through the Seven of Cups illusions. You are wielding the Magician's manifestation power. You are trusting the High Priestess's inner wisdom, and you are headed for the Six of Wands victory. This person who has been working against you, they were never going to win. Not because you are lucky, not because you are better than them, but because you are aligned with something greater than yourself. You are walking a path that is divinely guided and protected. You are building something real and solid and sustainable. You are operating from integrity and authenticity and genuine power. And those things cannot be defeated by manipulation, sabotage, or malicious intent. Their desperate attempts to stop you have all failed. The people they tried to bribe rejected them. The traps they set did not catch you. The illusions they created did not fool you. The negative energy they sent was deflected by your spiritual protection, and now they have to face the consequences of their own actions, the karmic repercussions of trying to harm someone who was doing nothing to them except existing successfully. Meanwhile, you get to move forward into the most amazing chapter of your life. You get to experience the victory, the recognition, the elevation that you have earned through your hard work and perseverance. You get to step into your power fully, unapologetically, magnificently. You get to be the Fool, taking a leap into exciting new territory, the Magician manifesting your dreams into reality, the High Priestess trusting your inner knowing, and the Six of Wands celebrating your success. The universe has your back, Taurus. Your spirit guides are protecting you. Your ancestors are supporting you. Your higher self is guiding you. And all of that is infinitely more powerful than one jealous person's attempts to bring you down. You have already won. You just need to keep walking forward and watching it all unfold. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I hope this reading brought you clarity, validation, and encouragement. If any of this resonated with you, if you felt seen or understood or supported by these messages, please let me know in the comments. I love hearing how the cards speak to you and what insights landed strongest. And if you know another Taurus who needs to hear this message, please share this reading with them. We are all in this together, supporting each other, celebrating each other, reminding each other of our power and worth. Keep shining, Taurus. Keep rising, keep trusting the journey. Your victory is assured, and it is going to be beautiful to witness.